Okay.
What is your school mascot and school colors?
Okay. Our school mascot is Petey the Pirate, and our colors are purple and gold. You can see the pennant right here behind me. And funny story about how we actually got our mascot's name. Back in the 70s, we had the local elementary school pick names of mascots that they would think would be a good representation of ECU. And actually, Eastern North Carolina was where Blackbeard the Pirate was. So, having a lot of pirates in the area, we decided that it was a good representation. And the kids at the school, they selected the name Petey, and that's Peeddee, as the name of the mascot because we're not too far away from the Petey River.
Excellent. So, I mean, I've known for quite a while that North Carolina has always been known for its pirates, especially in the Outer Banks regions up there, and that's how I always assumed it. But I like how he got named after the local river there too, and it fits Petey the Pirate.
Yeah, definitely. And, that was in New Bern, which is only about 45 minutes away. And another little fact about that, that's actually where Pepsi was created.
Nice. Go ahead for number 3.
How did that become your mascot?
How did Petey become your mascot?
Well, like I said, we let the elementary school kids choose that. And Petey wasn't the original mascot. We've also had Buck the Great Dane and a poodle, if you could believe it. ECU actually celebrated its 106th anniversary 2 weeks ago. So we've been around for a while, but Petey's been the mascot since the early 1970s.
Excellent. So how many students attend ECU?
Well, we have 28,000 students that attend, 21,000 of which who are undergraduates, and then 7,000 students who are pursuing their master's degree and their graduate degrees. And that makes us the third largest school in the state of North Carolina.
Wow. We actually had the opportunity to speak with Duke not too long ago, and I was actually surprised with how few students they had. And I'm actually surprised to hear how many students you at ECU have. I thought it was a much smaller school, and I'm surprised at how many. That's a pretty large campus.
Yeah, very large actually. In total, the size of the campus is 4.4 million square miles. So pretty big. And we're moving up there in the rankings. So definitely starting to compete with some of the bigger name public schools in North Carolina.
I had noticed in the recent years ECU come to the forefront in college football, and you really kind of put your name of your school out there and to take notice. And I've started to see and notice a lot more ECU alumni license plate placards and things like that up in the New Jersey area too.
Yeah, and a lot of students come from New Jersey for the simple reason that what they pay for higher education in New Jersey for their in-state is actually equal to our out-of-state rate. So it's actually cheaper for students from New Jersey to go out-of-state to North Carolina than it is for them to stay there.
And that's certainly an appealing reason to do that. Go ahead.
Plus the beaches and the good weather.
That's right.
Y'all like going to the beach?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
We're very lucky. We're right on the bay shore here, so we have, I guess you would call it like a large body of water that eventually connects to the ocean. But we're right across from New York City, so we get to see the New York City skyline. But we have a beach right in our town, right here, and a little boardwalk for the kids to go to in the summertime, which is nice.
Oh, that's really cool. I'm the New York area counselor, so definitely spent a lot of time up there, and love going to some of the beaches in New Jersey and the Hamptons.
Yep. Yeah, we're right. We're about 3 miles away from Sandy Hook, which is that long area that reaches out towards New York.
Okay.
Go ahead. So your class sizes, how big are they with that many students at ECU?
Surprisingly, it's no different than what you have at your school. Average class size is 28 students, and the faculty-to-student ratio is 1 professor for every 18 students. And the reason why we try to keep class sizes small is because we were founded as a teacher's training school. So, with that kind of vision, what we want to do is make sure that, students just like you have access to your professors, and you can talk in class and not feel like you're just a face in the room, but that you're actually getting special attention and you're getting a lot out of class. So, 28 is average. There are certain classes that you have to take at ECU that may be a little bit bigger, like biology and psychology, for instance, because everybody has to take those their first couple of years. But, when you get into your major and your courses during your junior and senior year, those class sizes are going to be a lot smaller, in the range of about 12 to 15 students per class.
I tell them all the time. I said, imagine going to a movie theater and sitting in that kind of stadium seating. That's what your class might look like your first year in college. But then as you go on, you get to sit around a round table with your professor and have a very intimate conversation during your teaching time once you get into your junior and senior year.
Exactly.
Go ahead.
How far is your school from Kingsburg, New Jersey?
How far are you from us here in Keensburg, New Jersey?
I would say it's about a 9 to 10 hour drive. And all you have to do is just drive up the coast. I've done it before. It's taken me about 11 hours to get to New York City. But, not too far. You get to see some of the mountains going through Virginia and some of the beautiful smaller towns in North Carolina along the way. But you can also take Amtrak, too, the train, and it's about the same time.
Now, how far are you from, in between, I guess, Wilmington and, D.C.? How far in between are you, from the Wilmington Beach area or from, I guess, the Outer Banks?
Well, we're actually about, I would say, 2.5 hours north of Wilmington. And from here to Washington, D.C., we're about 5 hours away.
Okay, good. That's not too bad.
No, not at all.
What types of things are there to do your school?
So what types of things are there to do on the ECU campus and then around in the surrounding towns?
Cool. Well, Greenville is definitely a college town. There's 100,000 people who live in Greenville overall. 80,000 who, work here, who were born and raised here, or who've moved here, and the other 20,000 are students. So it's a good mixture. It's a very laid-back community, and there's a lot of stuff to do. When you pay for your school here, you actually get student activities that are provided to you. So, we bring in a lot of major performers. Like, what are some bands that are really popular for you guys? Let's see if we've had some of them.
What are some popular music that you guys listen to? Oh, go ahead. Taylor Swift, right?
Okay.
Yeah, like what? But what's the ones you guys always talk about? The boy band that you guys like?
Oh, I hate that.
One Direction? Go
Can I
ahead.
say what my sister likes?
Yeah, go ahead.
My sister likes Justin Bieber and One Direction.
One Direction and Justin Bieber.
Uh-huh.
So a little younger probably than the college music.
Well, you'd actually be surprised. A lot of people love Taylor Swift, One Direction, and Justin Bieber on campus. But performers like that, we bring them on campus all the time. Some of the recent ones, we've had Jason Derulo, OAR, which is a country band. I don't know if you've ever heard of the Avett Brothers, but they're also a very popular country band, and they were actually people from ECU, graduates of ECU. So students actually vote on the performers and the type of music, whether, country, rock and roll, rap, R&B, and we'll bring that person on campus. And, we have events where we have free giveaways like food and T-shirts and things like that. So, these happen during a normal day, and, sometimes we just like to celebrate going to ECU, and, it keeps everybody involved.
Excellent.
What do most students do on the weekends?
What do most students do on the weekends? I mean, being that we're going to be about 11 hours away, do most students stick around ECU's campus?
Yeah, they definitely do. And the way that a lot of students meet a lot of people is getting involved in student organizations. We actually have over 300 on campus. Anything you can think of, from our student pirate club, which is for our athletic department, all the way down to underwater hockey, skydiving, running club, lacrosse, a lot of organizations, a lot of intramurals. And, when you meet the people in those organizations, on the weekends, you'll hang out with them, go get dinner, go see a movie. Did y'all go and see the Oz the Great and Powerful yet?
Did anybody see it?
I
Yeah.
don't have
Yeah. see, some of my friends and I are going to go and see it this weekend. So, we've got a couple movie theaters in town and, batting cages, things like that. So there's always something to do. You just got to be willing to put yourself out there and make friends and be social.
It's nice. This year is the first year we've started offering after-school clubs. Things like Lego Club, photography. We have a cooking club, all different things like that for the kids to do after school. And I tell them that when you go away to college, there's clubs just like that for them to get involved in, where you finish classes and you may go be in an environmental cleanup club and go around and help clean up the local waterways, things like that. Or you might be in a photography club where you guys meet once a week and share your photos that you take, things like that.
Yeah, and in addition to that, we actually provide hundreds of thousands of dollars for our students to go to conferences and different events around the country. So when you're part of an organization or an athletic team or anything like that, all you have to do is just fill out the paperwork, and we could send you to California, Arizona, New York City, Washington, D.C. There's a lot of major academic conferences, leadership conferences, things like that, and we really want to make sure that students have those opportunities available to them. So all they have to do is really have an interest in it, and we'll try and help them out as much as we can to go.
Excellent. What types of sports are offered at ECU?
All right. Well, we have 8 men's teams and 9 women's teams, and we're Division I, which means that we compete at the highest level of college athletics. We're in Conference USA, if you've ever heard of it. And we're actually going to be moving to the Big East coming up next year. But our most popular sports on campus are football, basketball, and baseball. Any of y'all like those 3 sports?
Yeah, definitely.
Right. Any football players or future athletes in the room?
You play baseball, right? Yeah, a couple baseball players.
All right, good deal.
A lot of cheerleaders, too.
We're definitely looking forward to having you.
Cheerleaders, too. Cheerleading's very big in our town.
Hey, in ours, too. So, all right.
Go ahead. Do you guys have any rivals?
Yes, we do. Our biggest one is NC State, and actually when we play them in football, we have this trophy that we pass back and forth between us. It's a huge pork barrel, and the reason why is because the legend has it that there were 2 farmers who were brothers. One went to NC State and one went to East Carolina, and they always competed against each other. And, being farmers, they had some materials lying around, so they made a trophy out of a huge barrel, and every time we have a game against them, we'll pass a barrel back and forth between and add another notch in it for whichever side won.
Oh, that's really cool.
Uh-huh.
Go ahead, Victoria.
Does your school have any
Traditions.
traditions?
Besides the pork barrel, do you guys have any other traditions at ECU?
Yes, we do. And, before I get into them, this is definitely the time to show that second link. This is a little taste of Pirate Sports. And hopefully you get an idea of what's like on campus and on game day. We're very passionate about our sport, so definitely hope you enjoy it.
Yeah, I'm going to definitely show that
It's
to
the
them.
one that says the Pirate Spirit.
All right, so I'm going to show that to them after we're done. Is that okay?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
What is
Yeah, but as far as, just to answer that question about traditions, we do have a couple that we do at our sporting events. Biggest one that we have is when at football games, when there's timeouts or, when we score a touchdown or anything, we both scream, one side of the stadium will scream purple and the other side will scream gold. So if you can imagine 25,000, our stadium seats 50,000 people, so it can get very loud. But 25,000 will be screaming purple and the other 25,000 will be screaming gold. And it's really hard for the coaches of the other team to hear the calls and communicate. But, we also have another tradition that we do. It's called the Skull and Crossbones. And I don't know if you can see on the camera, but we'll put our hands together like this and kind of make the skull and crossbones. And we'll be jumping up and down in the student section, when an opponent's ready to score a touchdown or, just to celebrate if we just did.
That's kind of cool. I like that. You get a little bit of that pirate flag flair in there. Let's see you guys do the skull and crossbones. Go ahead. There you go.
Oh,
Looks
exactly.
good. Go ahead, Victoria.
what is your school best known?
So what is ECU best known for?
I would say it's our service to our state and our community. The most popular programs at ECU are medicine. So if you want to become a doctor, we help out with a lot of the people who can't afford medicine in some of the poorer communities. Also, education. We actually graduate more teachers and administrators than any other school in North Carolina. So pretty much every school in the state has a pirate teacher in it. But in addition to that, we've also had a lot of big name actors and actresses who have graduated from ECU. So fine arts and culture are a really big area. I don't know if you know a lot of actors and actresses out there, but has anybody ever heard of Sandra Bullock?
I certainly have.
Well, Sandra Bullock's attended ECU. She didn't graduate, but we still claim her. Yeah, she was 3 credit hours short of graduating, but still a wonderful alumni who really gives back. But do any of y'all watch professional wrestling?
Wrestling? WWE? Anybody? Yep. Okay.
Yeah. Well, the people who created that, Vince and Linda McMahon, graduated from our College of Business, so they're ECU alumni as well.
Now politicians, both of them, I think.
Yeah, trying to be.
Yep.
Why do people choose to attend your school?
So when people come to visit ECU, what is it about the school that makes them want to choose to attend school there?
I really think it's how friendly the people are. It's very laid back, being up north, it's a fast-paced lifestyle, right?
Absolutely.
Everybody's always go, go, go. Well, down south, everything's a little bit more laid back. Life's just a little bit, I guess you could say, easier, smoother. That's one of the things that I appreciated when I was up there, because, sometimes it can be such a fast-paced lifestyle that, everybody's about deadlines and everything. But everybody's just so friendly on campus. And for people who maybe have not been to college before, we have a lot of first-generation college students. And also just people new to the academic setting. They feel very welcome, very, just at peace. So it's something that I think helps a lot of people make that transition to college and have a great experience.
Nice.
How big is your campus?
So how big did you say the ECU campus was?
It's 4.4 million square miles, and that's just our main campus. In addition to that, we also have our medical campus, which is a partnership between our School of Medicine, our School of Nursing, our School of Dental Medicine, and Vidant Health Center, which is the hospital for the community. But we also have satellite campuses throughout the state. So, for instance, for our people who want to be dentists, we have clinics all, from the mountains to the Piedmont region to the coast. And our students, before they graduate and start practicing as a dentist themselves, they'll go to these clinics and do work out of their own pocket, just to get that experience and learn how to run a business. So we're very, spread out, but a lot of resources available.
How do most people get around campus?
So with it being so big, how do people get around?
Well, as a part of what you pay, we have a very large bus system, and it's actually the largest for a university in the state. Now, our transportation system, as far as a city itself, is third largest, right behind Charlotte and Raleigh. So if anybody ever needs a ride, all they have to do is just show their student ID, and they can get on the bus and ride anywhere in Greenville. Another cool thing that we have, you can actually put an app on your phone. Do y'all have phones and put apps on it? Your parents' phones, maybe?
iPhones or iPads? I know a couple of you guys have iPads and iPod touches.
Yep. Yeah, exactly like that. Well, our students, they can put an app on their phone, and what it does is if they're at a bus stop and they want to know how far away the bus is or how long it's going to take for them to get there, all they have to do is check it on their phone, and they can see when that bus is going to be coming to their stop. How many miles away it is and how many minutes. So, we have things like that to keep our students safe, but we have a personal taxi service as well for our students. So if they're off campus and they need a ride back on, all they have to do is call them up and they can get a ride free of charge. Or if they're on, one end of campus and need a ride to the other, they can do the same thing. But in addition to that, our students can actually bring their cars. So a lot of them really like that. As a freshman coming to college, it'll definitely make you the most popular person in your dorm room. because everybody's going to want to ride. You can be a little personal taxi service for everybody else, but it's a great way to meet people.
Excellent.
What are your most popular majors?
So what are the most popular? I know you said teaching was definitely up there, as you guys used to be just a teacher prep school. But what were the other popular majors you have?
It would be education, business, culture and fine arts, as far as like communications and public relations, and also medicine and the related fields. So biology, chemistry, engineering, those are very popular on campus,
Excellent.
and criminal justice.
Oh, good. So anyone who wants to go into, well, I know a lot of you guys said law enforcement, so that might be a popular choice for you as well. Go ahead,
Yep.
Haley.
What is the cost of this?
So what is the cost of ECU?
Okay. Well, for an in-state resident, it comes out about, let's see, pull it up right here. Okay, for somebody who lives in North Carolina, the total cost for one semester is $7,384. So over the course of the year, a family or a student would spend about $14,000 to $14,500. Now, for an out-of-state student, let's say one of your brothers or sisters is ready to come to college. What they would pay would be $14,300 per semester, or about $28,600 per year.
And that
So a
includes
lot of money, but we definitely try to keep it as affordable as possible. So our parents and families have a way to pay for it, and it's not too much.
does that include your room and board as well?
Yes, that includes your tuition, that includes your housing, your meal plan, and also the university and health fees that I discussed. And that includes, student activities on campus, your athletic fee, your transportation, and we also have a mini hospital on campus for our students. So, if you're ever feeling sick or you need to go get some medicine, they can see you, and you're not charged out of pocket for those, appointments.
Now, I have a question for you. When you are accepted as an incoming freshman, are you
Uh-huh.
guaranteed housing as an out-of-state student?
Yes, everybody's guaranteed housing as a freshman because you're actually required to live on campus your freshman year.
Excellent. Perfect. Because we've actually spoke to quite a few schools that are out of state that do not guarantee housing. It's only first come, first serve, which I thought was, would be a little scary, especially coming, if you're going down to Texas or Oklahoma, wherever it might be. That could be nerve-wracking, not knowing whether or not you have housing and getting accepted to that school.
Yeah, exactly, and that's unfortunate for those schools, but we definitely try to make sure that everybody has a spot on campus, because living on campus your first year is definitely a special experience, because all these students are going to be in the same situation with you, learning how to do laundry, which not one of the most fun things to do, but it's one of the things you have to do when you're a grown up. But managing your studies and just meeting people, it's a fun time. And actually, the people that you meet while you live on campus your first year, they could become your friends for life. People who you work with down the road, and even for some girls, for instance, they have all their bridesmaids lined up for when they want to get married. They don't have the guy, they don't have the groom or anything, but they have all the ladies set up.
You couldn't be more right. I think some of the best friends I ever made were those that I lived with in college.
Yeah, and you still talk to them regularly, right?
Absolutely. And you couldn't be more correct. I mean, under $30,000 for an out-of-state school is, practically unheard of for that cost. I mean, that's the cost it would attend for most state schools. For most public state schools in New Jersey are $30,000 or above. So I think you're absolutely correct. It would be a large appeal of if you wanted to keep that cost, in that range and go away. I mean, you're right there with that price.
Yeah, we try to give everybody a shot for a good education. So, service, we're definitely big on that. Our motto is actually to serve. So, try to keep it as affordable as possible so nobody's not given the chance to get a good education.
Go ahead.
Do you offer scholarships?
Now, although your cost is low for an out-of-state school, do you guys still offer scholarships if you are if there is a way for us to obtain one?
Yes, actually, we offer. We have more students on need and merit-based financial aid than any other school in the state. It actually makes up about 2/3 of our campus, or 66%. So a good number of people are getting some type of support. But we also have an honors program on campus, and you can get a full ride to ECU. All you have to do is just make the grades. But some of the benefits of that, as an honors student, you get in-state tuition off of your total cost for all 4 years. And if you become an EC Scholar, which is the most prestigious scholarship we offer, that's a full ride to ECU. But some of the benefits for our honors college, let me ask you this question first. How many of y'all like coming to school at 8 o'clock in the morning or 7:30, whenever it is?
Who likes to get up really early and come to school? All right, good. About half of you do. Good.
That's surprising. Not many people.
Who would rather have school a little bit later on so you can sleep a little later? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Well, one of the things that our honor students get to do is they get to register for class before everybody else on campus. So sophomores, juniors, and seniors, they get to register for classes, in the afternoon, in the morning, whenever they want to. And, it's a big benefit because if you don't like getting up and going to class at 8 a.m. or 9 o'clock, you can have all afternoon classes, and that's your choice.
That's what I've always said to you guys too is, you're so used to coming to school at a certain time every day. When you go away to college, you get to make up your own schedule. So if you don't want to take classes on a Wednesday, there's a good opportunity that you might be able to work on Wednesdays instead of going to class. So you have a little bit more flexibility in selecting your own schools, or your own schedule, I should say.
Yeah, exactly. And for the EC Scholars Program, one of the things that those students really like about it is that we, as part of your scholarship, we reserve some money for you to go study outside of the country for a semester. So if you want to go to like Spain, Italy, Fiji, study on the beach, get a tan, come back and make your friends jealous, you can do that. And that's all part of that scholarship.
Excellent.
Do you have any famous alumni?
Now, I know you told us about Sandra Bullock, but do you have any other famous alumni?
Well, yeah, actually. I don't know if you ever heard of Ron Clark. He's a very popular educator, the Ron Clark Academy, but he actually graduated for our school, our College of Education as well. But like I said, Vince and Linda McMahon, and actually, cool fact here, do y'all watch a lot of football? Do y'all watch the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, with the past 3 Super Bowls, there's been an ECU graduate who's been starting on every single one of those teams.
Wow.
So with the most recent one, the Baltimore Ravens, Vonta Leach, the fullback, he was an ECU graduate. The year before that, with the New York Giants, team not too far away, Linval Joseph, who plays on defense, he's an ECU graduate. And then the year before that, it was the Green Bay Packers and another guy on defense, C.J. Wilson, who all 3 of these people, like I said, are starters. They're all ECU graduates, so we've got a nice little streak running there.
Excellent.
Can I just say something real quick? I love the New York Giants.
Yeah, you are in New York Giants territory here. They love their Giants up here.
All right, well, hey, just to let you know, we're trying to keep your guys healthy. The head medical trainer for the New York Giants is also an East Carolina graduate, too. So every time one of the players gets hurt, it's one of our alumni who's taking care of them.
Excellent.
What do you like most about your school?
Now, are you an ECU alumni?
Yes, I actually just graduated this past year.
Oh, congratulations.
And during my time, I served as president of my fraternity, homecoming king, and I was the president of our student government. So all 28,000 students that we have at ECU, I represented them on our board of trustees, and that's the group of people who makes decisions about the university and where we go. So
having
I loved it so much that I stuck around, and now I have a job with a mission. So I get to talk with students about my experiences, and hopefully get them to enroll at ECU and start their education.
Well, I think you're doing a great job, first off. But
Thank you.
being that you are an alumni and now work for the school, what is it that you like most about your experiences at ECU and now working there?
I would say it's the people and the fact that, you're going to get a good education, but they teach you how to use it to be a leader, to be able to speak in public, and to serve your community. So, a lot of big benefits to coming to ECU, and you're definitely going to be ready for your career once you graduate.
Excellent. Now, I'm going to open it up. Does any of you guys have any questions that aren't on the list that you want to ask about ECU? Go ahead, Makai.
Yeah, definitely.
Do you know how many times your football team have won?
Have you guys ever won any national championships at ECU in football?
Unfortunately, we're not at that point yet. And, it's complicated with college athletics and which schools can qualify. You guys probably in that room could come up with a better system than some of the people who get these high-paying jobs have put together. It's definitely moving in the right direction, but we're not at the point where we can compete for national championships yet. But within our conference, from 2007 to 2009, we won 3 straight conference championships. And this past season, 2012, we had a record of 8-4.
Yeah,
So
you guys
definitely a good program.
and you play some good teams in Clemson, correct, and some of the other teams down in that area.
Actually, South Carolina,
Right.
NC State, Virginia Tech, for instance. But now, as a part of the Big East, we're going to be playing schools like Rutgers, UConn, and also some of the schools who've moved up with us from Conference USA.
Excellent. Any other questions? Housing, food. I know those are some of the popular ones.
Oh yeah, food's definitely very popular on campus. Let me tell you about some of the places that we have and see if you guys have Starbucks. We have 2 Starbucks on campus.
Nice.
Chili's, a Chick-fil-A, actually 2 Chick-fil-A's. And we have our own kind of eateries that we have custom to ECU. So if you want to get a burger, a Philly cheesesteak, we can make you sub sandwiches. We have a Subway on campus. So really, anything is open to you. But do you guys have Golden Corral up there?
Yeah, there's a few of them. Yep.
Okay. Well, actually, the guy who started Golden Corral, Jim Maynard, he's also an East Carolina graduate. But we also have 2 dining halls, and they're buffet style like Golden Corral. So you can get as much food as you want, and we have a lot of different options for you to pick from. And our dining halls are open from 7 a.m. in the morning to 10 o'clock at night. So you can come in as many times as you want to. We don't want you to overeat and get sick, but anything you can think of. Pizza, ice cream, hot dogs, corn dogs, hamburgers. Also have a hibachi, kind of Asian Express concept in there too. And you can get sub wraps and or sub sandwiches and wraps made for you too.
I tell them it's not like the
never lost a student to starvation.
I tell them it's not like the cafeteria here where there's a set meal every day. If you want a certain food, chances are you'll be able to get it at one of the dining halls on campus.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, how about for housing? Do you guys get, as a freshman, do you get to pick your roommate if you know another person attending ECU, or does ECU select your roommates for you?
Well, actually, you can do it both ways. If there's somebody, let's say 2 of the guys in the room or 2 of the girls, you become really good friends in high school. All you have to do is request each other, and we'll make that happen for you with housing. But one of the cool things, if you don't know who you want to live with, but you want to be placed with somebody, we give you a short little survey that asks you about your eating habits, sleeping habits, all those things. So they'll try and pair you up with somebody who has similar habits. If you don't go to bed early, you stay up late and watch TV, they'll try and pair you with somebody like that. Or main thing is we try to pair you up with somebody from your area. So if you want to ride home together, save some money on gas, we try to help with those agreements and partnerships ahead of time by making sure that we can get you somebody who's nearby to you.
Excellent. All right, so we have here, you guys can hold them up. We have here our ECU flags here. We got some pirate flags here. Now, is there a cheer or a chant that we could practice here to get ourselves ready when we attend ECU?
Well, the one that we have is, another one besides purple and gold is, the first group will scream, "We are the Pirates of," and then the second group will yell, "ECU, hey." So, you kind of go back and forth with it. So, if you want to practice right now, I'll say the first part, and you guys say the second part.
All right, so he's going to say, "We are the Pirates of," and you guys are going to say, "ECU, hey." All right?
Yep, exactly like that.
You guys ready?
Count 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. We are the Pirates of
UECA.
ECU. Try that one again.
All right. Ready? 1, 2, 3. We are the Pirates of.
ECUA.
All right, good job, guys.
Well, Joshua, I can't thank you enough. I have to say, it was absolutely wonderful. You're doing a great job, and I think that you have definitely opened our eyes to ECU, and I'm hoping that you will see some of these guys, if you're there still in 10 years, their applications come across your desk.
I'll be looking forward to it.
All right, what do we say, guys?
Thank you.
By the way, I'm definitely going.
Oh, there you go.
All right. Expect that application in a couple years.
Joshua, real quick, I created this logo here, Career Ready College Bound, with our logo, KT for Kingsburg Titans. We're getting some shirts made up, and we would love to send you one as an appreciation for taking the time to interview us. So I'm going to shoot you an email after we get off. I'll ask you for your shirt size and where to send it. It's probably going to be about a month before they're made with the way POs work and everything like that. But they've been placed, so I'm hoping to get them to you sooner than later.
Oh, thank you. I really appreciate that.
All right, what do we say, guys?
Thank you.
Go Pirates, right?
Oh, you're very welcome. Hey, and you're definitely going to love that second video. That's the one that's really popular, so enjoy.
All right, we're going to watch it right after this, all right?
Yes.
All right, have a great rest of your week.
Bye.
All right, you too. Have a great one, guys.